Hi everyone, my name is Matt Allen. I placed in the top 600 of the 300 YCS at Richmond, Virginia with the most fun deck of all time, Enneacraft. When this got released in August, I played nothing but it online. I love flip decks. It's so much fun. It's so annoying to play against, which appeals to me. But anyways, let's get into the deck list. So all the monsters, they have 5 effects, which is nothing, but 3 out of the 5 effects are the same. Starting with the level 1s, we play 3 Orgia. We play 3 of all of them because they're just consistency cards. Pendulum effect. All of the Enneacraft monsters share the pendulum effect, where every time a monster is flip face up, they get a counter on them. And then the field spell removes the counters to kind of burn for 900 for every counter removed. But anyways, the level 1s, you pay 9 to reveal 3 Enneacraft cards in the deck to randomly add 1 to the hand. They all have triggers to flip themselves face up. If your opponent activates a monster effect in hand, this flips up. Searches a card, does something in grave or banishment, or tries to special summon something. This one's flip effect pops a monster, banishes a card from the hand, shuffles from grave, and negates a monster. Usually going first, I try to have these 2 set face down because these are the best level 1s. This one probably is the best. Hand ripping is always so big, it's rare that I don't ever hit something impactful with this. And then this popping a monster, these 2 are always going to be +2s if they flip themselves face up. These ones I usually try to shuffle back with a normal spell, so these are ones I'm searching kind of at the end of the combo. But anyways, the goal is to at least scale these 2 first, because if your combo goes through, you should get 4 searches. But we start by these 2, scaling and searching, with these using the field spell to bounce these back to hand. This way you can have these ones set later on in the turn. These ones then get shuffled back with a spell to draw cards. Okay, but those are the level 1s. For the big guys, we have the best card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Probably. Enneacraft Mar. This is Omni Negate on your turn of cards on the field. And then the flip effect, which is nuts, books all your opponent's monsters and they cannot be flipped face up. So it's a permanent book. They all share the effect of reveal themselves in the hand to special summon a monster face down, and that is not once per turn. There is not a once per turn on any of the monster effects, which is super fun. So yeah, this is a really good board breaker. And then next, not seen in a lot of lists, I do play 3 Leon. It's rare this card is ever dead, but if your opponent activates a card or effect in response to something you do, this flips up. Non-target returns 3 cards on the field to the hand. So going second, it's huge. Because the level 1s, their flip effects are mandatory, it's oftentimes Chainlink 1, yours are going to activate, and then Chainlink 2, whatever your opponent does, it has to be Chainlink 2, so this becomes live very easily to return stuff to the hand. Also, this burns for 900 every time they add a card to the hand, and it's 900 for each, so that comes up. And then for the other level 9s, I'm only playing 2 of each because they're more utility cards to kind of keep your board safe. This one, if your opponent targets something, it flips up to negate, and then your opponent can't target, so this is insane against Radiant Typhoon, so I've ended whole turns with Radiant Typhoon this weekend with just this card. And then this one, if your opponent would destroy something, this flips up to save your board. So good utility pieces, but they can be bricks earlier on. And then the MVP that wins games is Zaborg. This rips 8 cards from your extra deck and 8 cards from your opponent's extra deck. So usually they can't play depending on the matchup. You tribute summon it. If you tribute summon a light, you get to pick the cards that you banish from your opponent's deck. But this tends to be an auto win. I only play it at 2 because you can see a lot of cards in the deck with the draw spell. So at 3 can be a little bit bricky. Alright, so that's it for the monsters. For the spells, this is the win condition right here. During the end phase, each end phase removes the EC counters that accumulate from monsters being flipped face up to burn your opponent for death. You can return cards on the field to the hand. It triggers if something gets flipped face up to, again, return to the hand or scale. So this is how the deck works right here. Next, consistency card. This scales one from the deck. Super good, plays around Droll. Usually I search this one first, just in case I get Drolled. I at least can, if I have the field spell in hand, get 1 extra search off of release. And then the banish effect on the next turn to add 1 from the extra deck to hand is good recursion. Alright, then draw spell. Super good. Again, it can unbrick some hands, help draw into Zaborg, or if you're going, first, later on, you can draw like your side deck pieces, and then the banish effect from grave to flip something face up or summon face down. Super helpful on your opponent's turn. So that's it for main deck Enneacraft cards. For just the other stuff, called by, because we lose to Droll. Booking your own cards is huge. This one isn't always ideal because your opponent obviously can ash it. Their cards get flipped face up. So I try not to use this except for last resort. But I used it to dodge a crown. This one's also very good. Soul and Luna, I can use it to flip up Mar. I flip up Pixia sometimes just so to keep the targeting protection live, but it feels good at 2. Also, I had QCR, so I had to play him. And then this removes cards that can't be removed otherwise. I used it to send a Liger Dancer, but another card just to reset your own monster. So that is the main deck. For the extra deck, which we only touch with the Jurak cards, is this Jurak package. You send this with Zaborg, and then you banish it and another Jurak to summon Meteor, which blows up the field. So this is, and it's not once per turn. With Zaborg, this becomes a triple board wipe on your opponent's turn. Okay, so then you got the 3 Meteor. And then we also send Garura to draw, Entis, because it's Entis. And then these cards are fun. They're a slower Entis, where then on your next turn you can banish them. This pops a monster, this pops a spell and trap. So just more removal. This card's very good. If your set a set card would be destroyed by card effects, so like the Meteor, you can banish it from the grave to protect set cards from being destroyed. Then lastly, so that's the extra deck. Again, you don't go into it manually, it's just the Zaborg sends. But then lastly, the side deck, we have the going first cards. This won me a match later on against VSK9. Solemn and Anti-Spell. You can play with Anti-Spell pretty well because the field spell can scale them back, so you don't actually need to activate a lot of spells. So good cards. Helped me win a lot of games this weekend. Fua, I did 3 Fua, 2 Perule. If I were to change it, I'd probably go to 2 and 3, just because of how much Irradiate Typhoon that I saw this weekend. And then the going second card, super good. Don't need to explain that too much. The deck doesn't use its normal summon, really. And then 2 Droll and Lockbird, a Shifter, and a 3rd Zaborg if I know I'm going first. So that's the deck profile. I love the deck so much. It's my favorite deck of all time, and this is going to win a YCS once the support comes out in May, and I can't wait.